So I'm about to go to sleep and I just got back from the gym and I wanted to record a quick video about my blood test results that you might have heard about or that I was going to have or take take my blood for when I was fasting. So just a few days ago. And I just got the results today and I wanted to talk about what they are and what I found on the just kind of going through some videos and trying to kind of gauge my understanding of nutrition and stuff like that. So basically, what I found was, and I don't know what the units are. I apologize for that, but the I found that my triglycerides were at a all-time low compared to the other 2 years that I did blood work. So at first it was 159, and now it's 122. And again, I don't remember what the units are on that, but that the 122 means that it's below the like the maximum that they recommend, which is good. And my understanding from my research, triglycerides sort of correlate with your body fat percentage. I'm not saying that there's like a strong correlation, but it's somewhat of a correlation. Now I'm doing this video because technically I could try to just try to record a video or whatever on my computer or something, but I feel like it's gonna take some time to figure out, like try to download software and all that stuff and show you, like record the screen and all that. I don't even know what I would be using, so I just figured I would verbally talk about it, and what I found. So there's that. So I went from 159 to 122, and that's always good because apparently that's kind of like a measurement of like stored fat in a way. That's my understanding. It's not cholesterol. Now we'll get to that, but that's good. I'm glad that now my triglycerides are finally under. In the last 2 years, they were actually over the maximum that they recommended. So I don't know if that means anything in terms of like whether it's good that they recommend it's under recommended, but it's good in terms of the keto direction because um, in addition to that, my blood sugar level went down 20 points. So in the past, I think last year it was like 98, and then before that it was about 95 or something like that. But to this year it's 76. Whatever that means. I don't know what the units are. Again, I don't know what the units are, but it's not A1C, but it's the blood sugar. So 76 is pretty good, I think. They said that's like right in the middle of what they recommended. Um, I'm not sure what the lowest they recommended or the highest, but I will say that in the last 2 years I've gotten to the point of almost the highest. So basically, my interpretation of that is that whenever I decided to have like a starchy meal or something, or like at lunch, I'm sure my glucose spiked like 120 or something. It would just probably was just going crazy. Like at lunch, I would have my ex's meals and lasagna meals and stuff, and they were just probably just making me go crazy. But that's good because in conjunction with the triglycerides, that means that the keto is working in the right direction. Now, on to okay. Before I get to the cholesterol, there's also something else that I saw that was interesting. I went from a BMI I'm sorry, not a BMI. My BMI is now 24, and my waist circumference went from 44 inches to 33 inches. So I'm really happy about that compared to what it was a year ago. A year ago. Isn't that crazy? A year ago. And so I don't remember what my BMI, I didn't check to see what my BMI was a year ago. But that makes me feel really good about what happened. I think my BMI, I think it said 30. That's right, it was said 30. So it went down 6 points, which is good. Um, It was 23 when I did the 7-day fast, but who cares, right? Anyway, so that means that probably my insulin resistance was got down too. So that's good. And so that means that that was all because of keto, pretty much. Keto and like fasting and all that. So now let's go to cholesterol. My cholesterol is still high, right? My LDL is still high. Now my HDL is in the clear. It's 55. Apparently, if you have more fats, because that makes sense. If you're doing keto, you're gonna have more fats and stuff. Now, and it's more about what's going on in the liver. I'll go back to that. So basically, my LDL is actually really high. It's 181. They only recommend 100, I think. Um, so my LDL is 181. Um, and my so my HDL is 55. But the reason why it's so high, and it's not because this is the weird thing, is it's a misnomer to call HDL good and then LDL bad. The reason for that is because, well, this is what I'm learning. Now, cholesterol could be considered bad or good. It could act in a bad or good way. So, but apparently HDL can't really act in a bad way. You see what I'm saying? So that's probably why they call it good. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how it works. I heard it was a recycling one. So anyway, um, here's what's interesting about cholesterol, right? Is that you might think, well, I have so much control over this. But actually, in reality, regardless of whether you have a high or a low cholesterol, only 15% of it is attributable to diet. So it has something else to do with what's going on in your body because of something else going on. So, for example, you could have a high LDL, which I do, for any reason. Um, and so that could be a good or a bad thing. So, for example, in my case, the reason why, okay, so cholesterol is kind of like the transporter of fat. That's what I'm learning. And so in my case, my LDL is high because, um, as reflected in the triglyceride decrease, it is it's transporting a lot of fat. So there's a lot of cholesterol just basically being moving around. So somewhere in the liver or something like that. And I don't think these tests test the cholesterol in the blood. I don't know, something like that. But well, I mean, it would have to test it in the blood because you're drawing blood. I don't know. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it doesn't test it in the liver and it only tests it in the blood. I don't know. Anyway, but it has to do with transporting the fat. So basically, it indicates, in my case, probably, although we're not sure, I would have to take an advanced, um, lipid profile test in order to determine this. But I'm pretty sure the reason why it's so high at this particular moment is because it's transporting all the fat that's going through me, right? And because I'm exercising a lot and and basically I'm undergoing ketosis a lot. I'm not exercising a lot. I mean, not a hell of a lot, but more than that, it's because of ketosis. Because the ketosis is constantly being active, so you have the liver is just actively getting that cholesterol moving in so much. So that's the main reason why. Although I would say a lot of it does have to do with my diet too, because I am consuming a lot of olive oil and saturated fat and stuff like that. Like you see me go to In-N-Out and get a quad burger, stuff like that. I don't do that every day. But here's also what's interesting is that's the reason why it's high for me. That's what I think. However, we cannot be 100% sure that that's the case because you have to get that's almost like 90% sure it is the case because of, obviously I lost weight and my blood sugar's um, very good, right now. So, but if I really wanted to see, what you get is an advanced lipid panel test, right? And so for LDL, and so what it would show is it would show high dense and low density particles. And if you have like I don't know if it's, I'm sorry, not high. I'm sorry, scratch that. It has to do with small versus large. Sorry, yeah, small versus large LDL. If you have more small, see, because I was thinking density because of, I meant more like proportionality. But if you have more small particles, LDL particles than big ones, then here's what's happening is what they're saying is that it's probably what's happening is that you have a lot of insulin resistance, so all the sugar is reacting with the cholesterol or the fat to create small particles that are just basically sitting there and they're not being transported at all. Whereas if you have more high or larger ones, then that's probably not happening, and you're good, you know. So I just thought I would throw that out there and explain to you how it works, what the lipid panel, how it works, and not to get so to beat yourself up over these things. If you're keto and you get these results like I'm getting, that's probably why. Thanks for watching.